Hey everyone, I've got 4 new bags that I'm going to unbox and show you, and at the same time I've also got, I don't know how many, I've got a few small leather goods. So I've got pouches and I've got wallets, and I've actually picked those in particular because they're really well priced. I haven't vlogged in ages, and the second part of this video is actually going to be a vlog with myself and my husband, so keep watching for that if you want to come and join us for a day. Over the last year and a half, loads of you, everyone probably has noticed that the price of everything has gone up. Now on here I talk about bags and stuff like that, and they've gone up massively on that. In fact, I saw this the other day, which is in relation to Chanel. Now I knew that Chanel prices had gone up, but I didn't quite realise to the extent. And I love the Chanel bags I've got, and for that reason I'm so glad that I bought them before, you know, a lot of those major price increases. But in addition to it, there are so many other brands that previously you could buy on third-party websites and they would always be included in those coupon codes. Many of these brands are now saying, no, we're putting our prices up, and also we're pulling out of being included in any of those coupon codes. And so what can you still get for reasonable money? Not exceeding £2,000, ideally not exceeding 1,500. You can get so much from Givenchy. And so the reason for this is to show you some of their latest bags that you might want to consider. But also, when you're buying a bag, you're buying more than a bag, you're buying a piece of history. That might sound really silly, but these things are not cheap. And so I personally quite like to know, what's the history of this? Everything I'm going to show you in this video as well, you can get 10% off. I'm doing this video with FARFETCH. I know probably loads of you already know because I've done these types of videos before. And what I like is that they give me a 10% off coupon code to share each time. Just to let you guys know, I don't profit from it. If you use it, it's not commission paying. So many brands actually work with this. So even if you don't like what I'm showing you, it doesn't really matter. There's something that you've wanted to get and you're like, oh, there's a 10% off. That's quite good. I'll put that below. So let's talk about one of the still discountable, these are classic iconic silhouette shape bags. They don't tend to go in end of line sales, but what is still happening at the moment is websites, like third-party websites that retail them, they are still included in those very random coupon codes that happen throughout the year. The Antigona was actually designed and born back in 2011. It was created, designed, envisaged by the creative director at the time, who was Riccardo Tisci. Prior to that, Riccardo actually created a bag all the way back in 2005, which some of you might remember. It was the Nightingale bag, which now doesn't exist anymore. I guess it was kind of overtaken by the Antigona. And a lot of brands, if you go all the way back, Chanel, Dior, when they were first created and launched and envisaged in the 20th century, like early in the middle part, accessories didn't have the interest that they do today. It was mainly clothing. Bags were very much something that probably grew in popularity, I want to say in the 80s and then 90s, 2000s, it was a really big thing. Your it bag was the thing. The Antigona comes in a few different sizes. I'm actually showing you the smallest size here. It might possibly be called the mini. Now, if you see here, I actually had a really good question from one of you a while ago, and you said that you like being able to see what fits in the bags, but you weren't sure on the dimensions of the phone. So I'm gonna get really geeky here, and I've measured everything so that you can see. I'm actually showing 2 Antigonas in this video. This one you can see here, which is the pebbled leather, and a second one in a moment, which is a 2021 new edition. However, I'm only showing you what fits into the pebbled leather, because the 2021 edition is exactly the same size. So what fits in one is going to fit in the other. I like the size of it. It comes with a really nicely thought out crossbody strap. You know that I find it frustrating when you spend a load of money on a bag and you get what looks like an offcut of leather. I love it when brands do things like what you see here, where you've got the metal hardware spikes. You know, it's just like tiny details like that. The strap is adjustable, The bag contains some inner pockets, which you could put cards in if you wanted to. The Givenchy bags, they all come with authenticity cards, care paperwork. I'm demonstrating here as well something else which you might be interested in, which is when you shop on FARFETCH, you're actually helping small boutique businesses. I don't know how many of you knew that, but FARFETCH is basically a shopping platform that boutiques globally can list their stuff on, and it gives them a presence on there. And it's not just about listing their stuff, they almost get like a homepage for their boutique. So you can actually go and shop by boutique. If, for example, there's a boutique in Berlin that has got stuff that is your exact style, you can just go and shop from there. Therefore, when you order things, they all come separately wrapped. And I really like some boutiques really go to an effort with wrapping stuff. I bought a pre-loved bag from FARFETCH last year, and it came from a boutique in Italy, and they'd given me like a free COVID mask and a free silk scarf, and it's just lovely when you get things through and it's all like that. Feels very personal. The other two bags, these are newer. So the Antigona is kind of your classic. It's been around for 10 years now. Can you believe that? 10 years. The smaller size, as I've mentioned, is my personal favorite. I think when you get to the larger size, for me personally, it starts to feel a bit more luggage. Whereas this size, even if you carry around a lot, you could even fit, you know, like a water bottle, you could fit that in here. This version of the bag with the heavy chain on the front is actually new out this 2021, and the good thing about it is you can remove the chain. It detaches on either side, so if you're having a day where you don't feel it, you don't have to wear it. This crossbody strap is adjustable, and you can adjust on both sides, so you can really change the drop length on it. This is where it sits. I actually quite like this height. I don't think I'd personally want it any lower, but you can. If you're taller and you want to get it lower, you can. And then if you're going to wear it on your shoulder, it's really comfortable for that as well. So there you go, that is it completely without that silver chunky chain across there. Furthermore, with this, you've got two sides to the chain. This side is like a brushed metal. Sure if you can see that, but this is a more of a matte brushed metal, or you can even have it the other way, which is a shiny metal. The other two, so this one that I'm showing you here, this is the small, and it's called the GV3. It's got that kind of very classic trapeze-like shape to it, where it's wider at the bottom, narrow at the top. It has an accordion style design, so when you open it up, the whole thing really opens up quite wide. It's not sort of like one of those tight bags where you've got to loosen it up over time. The leather on it is really, really soft and supple, and actually when I flipped the kind of flap closure over, it just sort of, it was like butter, it all just opens up. With this bag, it comes with a detachable leather crossbody or shoulder strap. But you've also got this silver chain, which I really like, because if you remove the longer strap, it lets you hold it as a top handle, but also this chain is long enough so that you can wear it over your shoulder, and it sits quite nicely there as well. And the fourth bag is this. I tell you why I'm showing you this. This is called the 4G, and it's actually in the medium size. You can get it in 3 different sizes. I thought when I looked at it, I thought that kind of reminds me of the Dior 30 Montaigne bag. Now that bag's nice, but there's thousands. I mean, it's nearly 3,000 at the moment, whereas this is, I think it's under 1,500, and with the discount it's probably even a bit less than that. But actually, if you have a look on the inside, can you see where there's like loop holes on the underside of the flap? The way the strap goes through those loopholes is exactly what the Montaigne does. I like the way the original Givenchy icon identity has been worked into the clasp on the front of it as well. I think the good thing is, with the Givenchy logo, it's recognizable, but particularly on this bag, it feels quite, if you like a logo but you don't like, you know, Dior or Chanel, you know, I feel that this is quite a good go-between, because it's still got that design on it, but it's not screamingly obvious. Really, really similar to the Dior 30 Montaigne. You put the strap through there, You then kind of click the strap together on the inside so that it's seamless on the outside. What is the history of Givenchy? It's actually a brand that was founded all the way back in 1952, and it was founded by Hubert de Givenchy, which, to say it in the English terminology, would be Hubert de Givenchy. Initially, he was best known for French haute couture, but then one thing that really set him apart was that as he developed the brand, I think by the time he got to the 60s or 70s, he started stepping away from a lot of what Christian Dior were doing, which was to create, you know, they had the thing called the New Look, which came out just after the war in the 1940s, 1950s. And to a lot of people back then, that New Look was frowned upon because everything was rationed, and the New Look was about, there was like loads of material going on with it because, you know, the full-on skirts. And from what I understand, apparently some people that wore that would have issues going out in the street with it because people would be like, that's so distasteful. But what Givenchy did was he fused classic, traditional, elegant styling with actual casual, and he was one of the first big, major, recognizable creative directors to actually do this. And if you look at where the brand has gone today, and there's been many creative directors that have gone through and have kind of, you know, taken the brand in different ways, that fusion of classic and casual still exists today. In 1955, he was also one of the first brands, although I do believe Chanel were doing it as well, but he was one of the first brands to bring in separates. So do you know Givenchy was the first designer to create the shirt dress? He then brought in separates, including blouses, jumpers, skirts, allowing women to go and buy one item from him and mix it up with something from a completely different brand if they chose. He sold the brand in 1988, and even all the way back in 1988, that was when the LVMH group bought it. And you know, over the years there were a series of different creative directors that came and went, including Galliano, Julian McDonald, Alexander McQueen. I do think that this is a really great brand to consider, and more so, I'm talking about it more now because as things are changing in the market with prices, I said this in the last video, not even bags, but electricity bills, food, everything's going up, and it's because of lack of supply, etc. with COVID. I feel like this is one of the few very iconic brands left that their pieces are still at prices that aren't sky high ridiculous. That coupon code again is here. As mentioned, that coupon code actually works on loads of brands on there, including, even if you go and have a look at the pre-loved section, there is pre-loved Chanel, pre-loved Hermes, pre-loved Dior. It's all on there, and actually the coupon works on that stuff as well. I'm so excited. It's the morning and okay, there's a pizza behind the chair. It's kind of breakfast brunch. What we're doing today is, amazingly, Jaguar have invited us to another event.
This is Alcantara.
It's I know, it's stunning in here. We're in an F-Pace SVR. This is a V8. Now I wanted to just say a lot of the cars are going more electric, but this is loud, shall we say, dramatic cars that they're making. And for any of you thinking about getting this, we're going to test drive it. So far, I actually think that this is one that I really like the look of. It's fantastic on the interior, and I'm going to go through the spec. But you know what I'm also going to do? I'm going to talk to you all about, if you were to buy this, how much it would be on like a PCP, so on finance, per month, and how much deposit you want to put down. This car is actually 77,595 on the road. This car has also got a hell load of options on it, whereas with a lot of other brands, like with Porsche, by the time I love that brand, by the way, but by the time you've added stuff onto it, you're looking at over £100,000, whereas with this, David,
Yeah.
Guess how much this car is, right? I know you haven't read through, but you know, we've got 2 pages here of
I would say about...
So this is a V8 SVR. Yeah. We've got satellite navigation. I'm not going to read everything because there's so much here. The wheels are like extra. Yeah. Cruise control, 3D surround cameras. Wow, so we can see out the sides as well when we manoeuvre.
I think...
Go on, guess. Get on the road price before you've put anything on it. How much? I'm surprised.
I think this is going to be around, I don't know, maybe around about 80, I would say.
You're wrong.
What is it?
77,595.
I was close.
Well, you were close, but you're right. Now
oh
guess.
My God.
Now guess. With
Can you believe that's just happened?
Yeah,
I just said 80, so I'm supposed to get it to the pound with Sophie.
Now,
if you don't get it to the pound,
you're wrong.
Error.
How much with all of this on it?
102.
102. That's kind of, it feels really
what
expensive. 81,565.
It's actually quite good, actually.
That is impressive.
I was going to say around 100,000. Okay,
First thing is, I want to hear how this sounds.
Yes, I do the exhaust outside or inside.
Well, I want to hear what it's like. Should we hear how it sounds inside?
Okay, go on.
Okay. Can't really hear it.
It's not in sport mode,
No,
is it?
it's
Oh, there's
not.
the exhaust button.
Right.
That's it.
I think we're going to hear this more driving. You can't... Sorry, the blower is on now.
If I put the window down, we'll be able to hear it.
I can't turn this. How do you turn that off?
Just on. That's it.
Okay. I need to turn off the music as well. Don't you just... You know when you get in a new car and you're like, where is everything?
Pixel LED headlights with signature DRL. That's 1,300. Oh, it's got a cabin air ionizer.
Has it?
Yeah, so 140. It cleans the air, cleans the outside air when it comes in.
Oh wow. That's actually really good.
My favourite is lockable cooled glove box, so you can put your drink in and it will remain cold.
Shut up. No way. Is that standard? No, that's an extra.
Yeah, it's an extra.
So
that's £60. That's quite good for
that. You've got to add that.
It could be this.
Hang on. Is that because I'm going to ask the question? So there's essentially like a kind of fridge thing in here.
And then it's got air quality sensor, so it tells you what your air quality is like. And
then they have given us a route to drive on.
I think the sat nav's set for it.
Yeah,
when you turn
I think
it on.
they've kindly put the sat nav.
Sorry, this is hilarious. You could.
It's not hilarious, honey.
Just that way. Go that way. Look, follow the signs.
I am going
it
that
says
way.
Way out.
Very responsive, let me tell you.
Right, open the boot. Get in it. See if you can get in it. Go on.
What?
Get in the car.
Why?
Let's see if it carries a Sophie.
This is really claustrophobic.
I'm not going to. I'm not going to close it. I'm not going to close it. Don't worry. Shall we close it?
No.
Okay. We won't close it. It actually is quite big.
It is.
So the boot, you can get a full-size Sophie in the boot, which that's the test of any boot.
You might buy it and you open the boot.
Yeah.
As things go.
It is quite quick.
Yeah, it is.
No cost option.
I wouldn't normally go for a metallic.
You can see the fleck if I do that. You can see the fleck.
I normally prefer like a flat colour, but I actually really like this. It's like a cherry red. And this red is called...
Firenze.
Now Firenze, is that how you pronounce it? Because Firenze is actually a place in Italy.
Firenze.
Yeah. Do it again.
Firenze.
Red metallic.
I'm sorry if that offends anybody, that accent.
We'll do a quick, if it's wrong, we're going to do a really quick YouTube thing over the top. So the colour of this is Firenze red metallic, which is actually a free option. No speed limit braking here, guys, just to say. We've just pulled over. A couple of things to let you know about that I noticed. David's driving at the moment. He's had a change. When you put on the air conditioning, I was driving along, I thought, oh, my back's really cold. Do you know what it does? It actually pumps. I think it pumps through here, air conditioning. So when you're actually laying back, it makes you cold. It sounds incredible. It's really well behaved when you want it to be. When you want to go at a more relaxed pace, it's a very comfortable car. When you do want to give it some though, you can put it into sport, and I think, as you heard, you can drive it with the flappy paddles, or you can just put it back in manual. Even in sport you can drive it in auto. What we're going to do now is, this morning we didn't have breakfast, and last night we made our own pizza and we brought it with us to eat, so we're going to eat that now.